People assume getting rich requires high IQs, complex math, and picking the perfect stock. But wealth isn't a math test. It's driven by these 4 psychological traps. First, consistency beats performance. Investor James Simons averages an incredible 66% annual return, while Warren Buffett averages just 22%. Yet Buffett is vastly wealthier. Why? Because 97% of his wealth came after age 65. The math of compounding time always wins. Next, getting wealthy requires extreme optimism and risk, but staying wealthy requires the exact opposite, paranoia. 40% of successful public companies eventually lose all their value. The risk-taking that built your wealth will destroy it unless you pivot to extreme caution. Trap 3. Looking wealthy prevents you from being wealthy. In 2009, Rihanna nearly went bankrupt. Her advisor pointed out a brutal truth. Spending cash on luxury items leaves you with items, not money. Finally, you don't have to be right often. Market returns are driven by massive statistical outliers. In one major stock index, just 7% of companies drove effectively all the gains. Most investments fail. You just need to survive long enough to catch a few huge winners. Financial success isn't about being the smartest. It's about checking your ego, delaying gratification, and outlasting everyone else. People think building wealth means picking perfect stocks and never losing money. But the true rules of risk are entirely counterintuitive. First, ice ages weren't caused by extreme winters, but by slightly colder summers. Leftover snow reflected sunlight, cooling the ground so more survived the next year. That tiny advantage compounded into massive glaciers. You don't need massive financial wins, just average returns left alone to compound. Next, Heinz Berggruen built a billion-dollar art collection by buying thousands of pieces. Most were worthless, but a few rare Picassos paid for all the duds. In the stock market, just a few rare tail events drive almost all the returns. Third, outside Stalingrad, a reserve of elite German tanks was disabled by field mice eating their wires. Freak events are unpredictable. That's why every strategy requires a massive margin of error, like savings. Finally, Netflix stock grew 35,000%, but traded below its all-time high on 94% of those days. Volatility isn't a penalty, it's the mandatory price of admission for high returns. True financial success isn't about perfect predictions, it's about surviving freak events and brutal volatility long enough for compounding to work.